into this, and we're going to go in with Liverpool first of all, as some really interesting news has come out today. And I'll read the news first before we ask the question. It was in front of me, and now it seems to have disappeared. This comes from Lewis Steele, a Merseyside man who works for the Mail. It said that when Jurgen Klopp left Liverpool, the club considered Sebastian Hoeneß, Roberto De Zerbi, Valverde, and Giuliano. I nearly always want to say Spaghetti, but it's Spalletti. It says that they're in the mix if Arne Slot loses his job. That's the caliber, Tom. And by the way, I saw this tweet because of you. You quote tweeted this today. That's why I saw it, right? So the fictional fact question that we have that is connected to this, and we're going to start with Tom to begin with, and it's now not loading up in front of me, is fiction or fact replacing Arne Slot with Hoeneß, De Zerbi, Valverde, or Spalletti would be a step backwards for Liverpool?
Yes, fact. How loud can I say this fact? That we are talking about, Arne Slot's not being good. I'm still Arne Slot. Arne Slot's not being faultless at all this season. But let's look at the caliber.
Did you nearly say there. Arne Slot till I die? You nearly said Arne Slot till I die there, right? I thought you did. I'm slotty till I die. I'm slotty till I die. I know I am. I'm sure I am. I'm slotty till I die.
I did with me a league title, didn't he? But we've got to look at the state of that, because there was one other name on that short list as well, Michel at Girona, who's been battling relegation for 2 years. Battling relegation with Girona for 2 years. Spalletti, the most hot and cold manager you've ever seen. Roberto De Zerbi. Oh my God, don't get me started on him. He's the biggest. He doesn't get on with anyone. He does not get on with anyone. Every other week, he tries to fight another player of his. That's not going to work. Mm-hmm. Sebastian Hoeneß, really decent at Stuttgart. Yeah, brilliant project manager. You're asking an awful lot of him to step up from Stuttgart to Liverpool here, especially with the change in standards, because this is something everyone seems to forget now with Liverpool Football Club. We spent 400 million quid in the summer. I can't sit there and realistically give a manager much time and go, oh, it's okay, you've got 3 years to build your project here. Don't worry about that. That's not happening. I need a manager who I know who's got a bit of pedigree now, because we're not dealing with the fall off from Jurgen Klopp and the wonderful little situation we've been in then. The state of that shortlist is utter garbage. It's utter garbage. If that's what we're looking at to replace Arne Slot, let's not. The type of manager we should be looking at to replace Arne Slot is your Nagelsmanns of this world, is your Inzaghi's of this world, and that's only if it gets untenable for them, because I'd back Arne Slot over every single one of them names mentioned. Every single one of them. That list is utter garbage. Could you imagine De Zerbi with my squad? Could you imagine the state of them players? Hey, messed up Valverde.
See, Tom, this is always my kind of point to a lot of football fans who want their manager sacked. And we do this a lot on the football terrace when they go, he's got to go. We did this for David, right? Big up David, Straight Facts member, part of the community here. Got to get rid of the manager. Got to get rid of the manager. Got to get rid of the manager. The comments again. Yeah. Who would you bring in? I'd bring back Mourinho. Oh shit! Suddenly everyone's like, "No, we're not on David's side, right?" The solution is key. The solution we've got to normalize solutions, and this is like I'm seeing you react to this, Tom. It's this element of okay, maybe we sack him, but surely seeing the list of candidates should be there maybe before people make their minds up, because I don't know about the rest of the panel. There's not really a name on there that I look at and go, that's a guarantee of a step back for Liverpool.
I agree, but I think quickly, it might be worth pointing out that Arne Slot a year from now was probably, before like the season he's had, you'd probably argue was probably in that same sort of realm. Like, I don't remember many people when Klopp said he was leaving all go, Arne Slot, that's the guy. A few people might have, but again, I would have said a lot of people would have agreed and put Arne Slot in this sort of caliber of manager at the same time. Now, obviously,
don't disagree,
but that would be my
Arne Slot still won his league though.
That ultimately that's the problem. That's reared its head for Liverpool now. So I don't disagree. In fact, I agree with you. Arne Slot was probably in that same caliber of managers when he was appointed. But Liverpool were in a situation when he was appointed where there was lower expectations going into last season. No one predicted us to win a league title. We spent no money. It was a case of our plan was 3 years down the line, 4 years down the line. What's happened in the past 18 months has changed that plan very quickly and has changed expectations very quickly. And as a result, what was afforded to Arne Slot in terms of the time and in terms of the structure and everything fitted a manager of that caliber. Right now, that can't be afforded to a manager of that caliber. If the comes in who's got no pedigree of winning trophies, and we're sitting there trying to convince these 100 million quid players that we bought, or trying to financially sort of lay out these 100 million quid players that we bought to match their ambitions, we've got a manager who needs 3 years to learn on the job how to win. It doesn't line up.
See, I would agree that replacing Arne Slot at this point. Sorry, Ash, just 2 seconds. I agree that replacing Arne Slot now would probably be a mistake, but not because of the caliber of manager that's out there that you're suggesting, but more that I think this year, given the money that's been spent, I think Arne Slot has tried to transition from what Klopp's team was doing. He's trying to transition what he was doing with Klopp's team into what he's trying to do with what he wants to do, and I think he's taking a too big of a jump. And right now, you're in the right now, you've not really got a system that fully matches all of what the players' strengths are, but at the same time, it's also on the players. Also, players haven't stepped up into doing what he wants them to do. So you're in this weird sort of grey zone of it is a bit of Slot's fault, it is a bit of the players' fault. And I think if you then get rid of the manager and bring in another manager, you risk then, I've just now spent 450 million pounds on players I don't know where they sort of fit, and then you may even end up getting into like a weird Manchester United situation where you've got players that really fit one system, and then the new manager comes in. Okay, now I need to buy XYZ to come in, and then then you sort of have this sort of Frankenstein situation with the squad. So I agree with the statement that replacing Arne Slot now would probably be a step back, but not because of the caliber of manager put forward as replacements, but more because of where Liverpool are in general at this point in time.
What are you saying? As a comment here, I want to respond to for a second. Not this one here. This says a Slot can't be sacked 5 months after winning the league, and Arteta 7 seasons deep without winning it. I'm going to disagree with this, though. There is a world where you can. I'm going to paint a scenario where it can happen. If the dressing room is losing faith in Slot, if Slot isn't delivering what he promised to the board, and they feel it's going to continue to crumble, versus a manager that the club and the players believe is going to get them over the line, because trajectory is important irrespective of what's happened before. If I'm working for a company in 3 or 4 years running, I've done the biggest sales that they've ever had in their history. But as we go into the next year, I'm committing gross misconduct, I'm ruining situations with clients, I'm losing the money. They can and will still sack me, even if somebody else at the company has never hit my numbers. So yes, it absolutely can happen. I'm not saying it will, but the idea that it's illogical is not how high level performance is. But I want to respond here to Arsenal FC, not Arteta FC. He says it's not our job to find a manager. But listen, what I want to say to you is this, though. It's a personal response. This is. It's funny that you say that, because it's not your job to decide how YouTubers title their videos or what content they make. But that never stops you giving an opinion or a solution on how to make YouTube videos better. So my advice to you is, my friend, if you don't like and don't think you should provide solutions, stop telling people what they should do and how they should do it yourself, my old pedigree chum. Good night, Vienna.
That's on the back end of that, they've said, can you pull up 2 seconds quickly? Sorry, Terry. They've just said that it's not our job to find the manager, but there are so many managers better. That statement alone implies
you found them, by the way.
Yeah.
That implies this is the thing that I love about it, and I love about when you ask these questions and they go, "It's not my job to identify the manager." It's also not. You can't sit there then and have your cake and eat it. You can't sit there and go, "The manager's crap, manager's this, the manager's that," but I don't have a solution for it.
The only reason
then I'll question why you're believing that he's a problem, because if you don't have a solution, you can't identify the problem.
The only reason people don't want to give their solution is because they might lose the support they feel they're gaining through having the initial opinion. Loads of people can find problems in every walk of life. We can all find problems. We can all sit there in the pub or around a family member's house and go, oh, we've got to do something about unemployment, or we've got to do something about the drains at the end of the road that are overflowing. It's when people go, how are we going to fix it? Oh, I don't know. I'm just someone in life. I don't moan about things that I don't have an idea of how to fix. I'm just not like that. But people on YouTube now, they don't like providing solutions because they're scared their solution will get laughed at. So they go, that ain't my job. Well, my view is, and it's just a personal opinion, if you don't want to give an idea of a solution, you shouldn't be moaning about the problem in the first place. That's my view, especially when it comes to things like football. So listen, it's up to you. This here is actually a comment from X. This is from RJRE that says Slots has been found out. Came in last season and won the league with a Klopp team and system, and then he slowly changed that over time and been found out by Slot. What do you make of this question? Do you think Slot's been found out? Do you think he's on his way? Do you think he's gonna be sacked?
I don't know if he's been found out. I mean, I feel like most managers that take over in those sort of circumstances always struggle. Like I think of Moyes taking over after Sir Alex Ferguson left. Like you follow up from someone super successful, you're always going to find it harder. For me, the only thing with Slot is I just don't like the way that he's handled himself in this, and that's what worries me more. Do I think he'll get a tune out of the squad eventually? Yes. Do I think he'll ever have Liverpool dominant and competitive like he did in his first season again? No, I actually don't think he will. I think with the squad he has now, it's going to take like maybe two more seasons to fully transition all the people that are Klopp's boys out to build his team with his ideas, playing his way. So I don't think it's going to work, because I think by that time you're going to have Arsenal still going to be there. City will probably be back in it. Chelsea be in and around it. By a miracle, Thomas Frank might have built something worth, going out to sea for.
Okay.
So there's all these different teams that that's why I said maybe, right? So I don't.
Amarim. I know Jimmy. Floyd. I know Jimmy Floyd said there's been zero improvement, but I think there has. But we might be cooking by then. Yeah.
Jimmy, chill out, bro. Yeah, man. But no, like even Amarim, like from the start of the season, I've put Man United fourth. Like I don't think it's crazy that can happen. Do you know what I mean? So there's lots of managers that could find their way up there, and I just think I think the job he's got is actually a lot bigger than you think it is, because Klopp was the darling. So it's always going to be harder. And then on top of that, when you spend that much money with that much expectation and pressure, your job is always twice as hard. And I would agree with Tom to a sense. Like, I do think some of the players that you would have thought you could have relied on have let him down. I do. Like I said from summer, that's why I was so happy to see Tom again. I remember saying in the summer, bro, I love you. I told you about Van Dijk and Salah. I said they're cooked. They're finished. I said
let's not get
Van Dizzy, Van Twerk and that. No, but listen, no disrespect to them, but at the same time, it's true. They've let Slot down, and then these new signings that have come in haven't got up to speed quick enough in order for him to survive. So I think it looks worse. It looks like he's being found out when there's actually loads of things to it. I think.
If I'm looking at the individuals that I need to blame this season, I'm not necessarily looking at Van Dijk and Salah. I'm looking at Van Dijk's partner for one, because if you're looking at anyone in that defense who's a problem,
Canate's definitely had a howler.
I'm not saying Van Dijk's not being faultless, but when I look at the losses that we've had, and when I look at the really bad performances that we've had, there is a consistent theme of managers identifying one of our defenders, namely a certain French centre-back who believes he's going to play for Real Madrid, and exploiting either his inability to win duels against a tall striker, i.e. Crystal Palace, or his inability to pass the ball, i.e. Burnley or Manchester City, and Liverpool running into problems that way. Now, maybe we can look then at the club and go, yes, Canate's not performing well, and he's got these problems in his game. But why didn't you get that solution? You had that solution, but you didn't push it too quick enough in Mark Gahey. That could be on the club. And I look at that there, and I go, well, maybe the guys upstairs should have made that move quicker on Mark Gahey. The one guy I'm not actually looking at in that situation and going, I'm blaming you for that. It's the manager. The manager's not telling Ibrahim and Konate, by the way, lad, you're up against Mateta today. And the way we're going to win this game is by penning Crystal Palace in and that involves us stopping them from winning the flick-ons on long balls. So what I need you to do today, especially in the first half, is win 0 of 8 aerial duels against him. That'll be really good for us. We'll benefit so much from that. So that's where I've got a lot of sympathy for the manager, because a lot of it has been individual errors, which I think just get thrown on the manager for no reason. Konate's not performer, but he's not putting Konate in positions that he wasn't putting him in last season. That's the thing that gets me.
Do you know what?
These players that aren't performing well aren't being asked to do different things.
I can agree, but then there's some things I do think he's very culpable for. Like for me, I think who was the game where he brought off Bradley half time and
it's been a couple of times.
For me, that's a disrespect.
Crystal Palace was that one, but it worked for us. We were all better in the second half.
If you have a right back here, you for me, like, unless they're getting so badly cooked that everyone is now like booing the player, you give that person time to figure it out. Put in your centre mid at right back because he can do it. To me, that's where I'm looking at Slot and going, I don't think you're a silly guy. But it worked in that game. But but just because it works once doesn't mean it's the right thing to do. You can't. Do you know what I mean?
But it does mean it's the right thing to do, because if in the game, Liverpool,
so if it works once, it's automatically always the right thing to do.
No, because he's not done it on a consistent basis.
I feel like I've seen Szoboszlai play there like 3 or 4 times this season.
Yes,
minimum.
He's played there 3 or 4 times, but he's not come off the bench. He's not moved there because Bradley's gone off at half time. The first 2 times he done it was because Bradley was injured. Then he done it against Crystal Palace.
Okay, yeah.
Because first 3 times he did it. Chelsea was yes, but Bradley was really struggling that game. He got a booking against Garnacho. Garnacho was driving at him 1v1, and we didn't have Jeremy Frimpong on the bench. That's the other one. Frimpong's been injured a lot this year, so if we need to take Bradley out the game, it has to be Szoboszlai to go there because we haven't got another one.
Okay, now you know what, Fez?